The way American communities handle homelessness entering a whole new chapter following an historic ruling handed down by the U.S. Supreme Court this morning. Justices overturning a lower court's ruling, clearing the way for cities to enforce bans on homeless people sleeping outside in public places. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Jeff Giannolo.
I'm Elizabeth Din. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in a case out of Grants Pass that cities can enforce camping bans even where shelter space is limited. We have team coverage. Political Director Ken Boddy looks at the impact that ruling will have on Oregon cities.
But first, Joelle Jones, getting response from organizations devoted to supporting the homeless. What are they telling you, Joelle?
Yeah, we spoke with three major organizations, and while they had differing opinions about the level of impact this ruling will ultimately have, all shared a deep concern over the added stress on our homeless population.
We just can't sweep folks under the rug.
This does not change the problem. It merely just hides the people.
And ultimately, this just makes our work harder.
Those working to connect people living on Portland streets to food, clothing, and shelter, reacting today to the Supreme Court's Grants Pass decision.
People are trying to get their lives together and everything, and a lot of people don't deserve to go to jail for, camping.
At 23 years old, Romeo says he's been homeless for 2 years, but working to get into housing.
How do you feel this decision could impact your ability to get your life together, to get into housing?
It would impact it a lot because I have nowhere else to go.
The 6-3 ruling leaves it up to the cities and states to decide how they want to deal with the issue of homeless camps. And while it won't immediately go into effect, leaders with the Blanchet House, Rose Haven, and Sisters of the Road tell me they're concerned it could lay the groundwork for harsher penalties against an already vulnerable population.
This decision really does make our work more difficult because when people have additional fines or jail time, that's ultimately getting them further and further away from their goals and sustainability.
Well, we already know that overpolicing will be a concern. We already know that our prisons will then be crowded. We also know that the cost to keep somebody in jail is way more than the cost to actually house somebody.
And while the court's decision finalizes long-standing questions about the constitutionality of criminalizing homelessness, they argue it fails to address the needs of the thousands of people sleeping outside without shelter or resources.
This isn't a time to wring our hands. This is a time for us to put our arms around each other and work together.
We really consider this to be a life or death situation for many people, and no Supreme Court decision or ordinance is necessarily going to solve for that.
And beyond this ruling, the city's camping ordinance is slated to go into effect on Monday. In fact, we saw little green notices all over the city this afternoon. I asked Romeo what he would do if he was swept, and he said he would leave and come right back to where he was. So still a lot of questions about how effective all of this will be. But of course, we will continue to track this issue closely. Reporting live in downtown Portland, I'm Joelle Jones, KOIN 6 News.
Joelle, thanks.